You sent that last text. And now crickets. Only silence. The minutes feel like hours and the questions start spiraling. Are they ignoring you? Did you say something wrong? That one emoji, was it too much? Your mind starts racing, replaying every character, trying to pinpoint the exact moment you might have screwed it all up. You check your phone again. Still nothing. The empty space where a reply should be is suddenly louder than any notification. So, what are they really thinking on the other side of that deafening quiet? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the psychology of silence to show you what's going on in their head when you stop texting. And more importantly, we're going to talk about what that silence is doing to you and how to reclaim your power from the tyranny of three little dots that never show up. If you've ever felt that pit in your stomach while waiting for a reply, hit that subscribe button because we are about to decode the unspoken war of modern communication. Before we get into their psychology, let's be real about ours. The feeling of being left on rid is more than just a little annoying. It's a uniquely modern form of psychological torture. It's a void, and our brains are built to fill voids with stories, and almost never with happy ones. Our imagination, when it's left to its own devices, becomes our worst enemy. We don't picture them being busy rescuing a kitten from a tree or getting a surprise promotion at work. No, we jump straight to the worst case scenarios. They're laughing at our text with a friend. They're rolling their eyes. They've met someone else, someone more interesting, more witty, more everything. This isn't you being dramatic. It's a deeply human reaction. Our brains are wired for social connection, and today, a text conversation can feel like a lifeline. When that line goes dead, a primitive part of our brain freaks out and registers it as a threat. It's a form of social rejection, and get this, studies show that the emotional pain from rejection can light up some of the same brain regions that process physical pain. So yes, that ache you feel isn't just in your head. Your brain treats it like a real wound. The silence isn't just an absence of words. It's a presence of doubt, anxiety, and that gnawing feeling that you're not good enough. So what's actually happening on the other side? Let's break down the mental chaos that digital silence unleashes. When the texts suddenly stop, the person left waiting often goes through a chaotic but very relatable spiral of 5 stages. While it's not a formal diagnosis, it's a common pattern. Number 1, the jolt of uncertainty and confusion. The first stage is just simple confusion. Did my text even send? Maybe their phone died. They're probably just busy. Your mind scrambles for logical, non-threatening reasons. But as time stretches on, that logic starts to fray, and a creeping anxiety takes over. The silence feels intentional. You're left in limbo, which is a state the human brain absolutely hates. You feel a total loss of control. The conversation isn't a two-way street anymore, it's a dead end, and you've been left stranded without a map. That initial jolt quickly turns from a practical question into an emotional one. What did I do wrong? Number 2, the primal sting of rejection. This is where it really starts to hurt. Like we said, being ignored feels like being ostracized. From an evolutionary standpoint, being cast out from the tribe was a massive threat to survival. Our brains haven't forgotten that ancient fear, so when communication is cut off, it triggers that same panic. Your self-esteem takes a direct hit. You might start to feel unimportant, devalued, or even invisible. This isn't just about a text message anymore, it's a deep challenge to your sense of belonging and worth. That silence sends a powerful message. You are not important enough for a response. Number 3, the internal prosecutor and the search for blame. With zero information coming from their side, your brain turns inward and starts a brutal investigation. You become your own prosecutor, putting your words on trial. You reread the last text, then the one before, analyzing every punctuation mark. Was I too eager? Was that joke lame? Did I sound needy? This is the overthinking and self-blame stage, where you almost always decide that you're the one at fault. The silence created a vacuum, and you filled it with your own insecurities. It's a cruel trick of the mind. In the absence of evidence, we convict ourselves. Number 4, the scramble for control and the power shift. Feeling powerless and rejected, your first instinct is to try and get some control back. This usually looks like chasing. You might send a follow-up text, a casual, hey, just checking in, or a funny meme, anything to break the silence and get a response. But this is a trap. Every unanswered follow-up text just digs you deeper into a hole of perceived desperation. It locks in the power imbalance. The person who is silent holds all the cards, and the person chasing feels more and more helpless, reinforcing the idea that they have to earn a simple reply. By doing nothing, the silent one forces you to show your hand and reveal just how much you need their validation. Number 5, the long shadow of doubt and eroding trust. Let's say they finally text back hours or days later with a casual, "So sorry, been swamped." The immediate anxiety might fade, but something has been broken. Trust. You've now learned that this person is capable of using silence as a tool, whether they mean to or not. This creates a subtle crack in the foundation of the relationship. You might become hyper-aware, constantly looking for signs that they're pulling away again. You start walking on eggshells, afraid to say the wrong thing, and get hit with another wall of silence. If this becomes a pattern, it's incredibly damaging and kills intimacy for everyone involved. Now, understanding this psychology is a huge first step. But if you're constantly caught in these cycles, either as the one waiting or the one who goes quiet, it's a sign that your communication habits need a serious upgrade. To help you move from a place of anxiety to one of confidence, I've put together a free guide called Assertive Communication for the Digital Age. It's full of scripts and strategies to help you say what you mean without fear. The link is right there in the description below. Knowing what's happening in their head is interesting, but the real change happens when you shift the focus from them back to you. You can't control if or when someone replies, but you have absolute control over how you react to their silence. This is where you take your power back. Here's your 4-step framework for responding with power, not panic. Step 1, regulate before you react. The second you feel that anxiety spike, pause. Recognize that what you're feeling is a legitimate psychological response to rejection. It's not you being crazy. It's a trigger, and it's probably tapping into old wounds about not being seen or heard. So breathe. Put your phone down, go for a walk, put on a song. Do anything that creates a gap between the trigger and your impulse to react. Your first job isn't to fix the situation, it's to calm yourself down. You can't make a powerful choice from a place of panic. Step 2, drop the story and get curious if it's worth it. Your brain has already written a dramatic story where you're the villain. Drop it. You don't actually know what's happening. Instead of assuming the worst, you can choose curiosity. But this only applies if you genuinely value the relationship, and this isn't a recurring thing. A single, non-accusatory follow-up after a reasonable time is fine, but it can't be a chase. Use a boundary script, something like, "Hey, I haven't heard back, and the story I'm telling myself is that I might have upset you. Is everything okay?" This isn't pleading. It's a calm, confident request for clarity that shows you're aware of your own thoughts without blaming them. Step 3, reclaim your power by not chasing. If this is a pattern, or if your calm feeler text also gets ignored, your next move is the most powerful one you have. Do nothing. Don't bombard them with messages. Chasing only teaches them that their silence is a great tool to get your attention. By matching their silence, you're not playing a game. You are refusing to play their game. You're sending a clear, unspoken message. My peace is more important than your reply. My time is valuable and I will not pour it into a black hole. This flips the power dynamic instantly. The person who needs the response least is the one who holds the power. Let that person be you. Step 4. Evaluate the pattern, not the incident. A single instance of a slow reply could be anything, but a chronic pattern of using the silent treatment is something else entirely. It's a passive-aggressive, often manipulative and dysfunctional way to communicate. People who consistently use silence as a weapon do it to punish, control, and avoid taking responsibility. If you find yourself in this loop over and over, you need to zoom out and look at the health of the whole relationship. A healthy connection is built on open communication, not on power plays and emotional punishment. You deserve to be in relationships where you feel secure, not constantly decoding silence and begging for crumbs of attention. That silence on the other end of the line feels deeply personal. It feels like a judgment on your worth. But the truth is, it says far more about their communication skills, their emotional maturity, and their own internal chaos than it ever will about you. They might be overwhelmed, avoidant, or even intentionally manipulative, but none of that is your job to fix. Now, it's important to say that not all silence is bad. A comfortable shared silence between two people can be a beautiful sign of trust and intimacy. But the silence we're talking about today, the one that leaves you feeling anxious and small, that is a different beast entirely. Your responsibility is to yourself. It's to build a sense of self-worth so solid that a delayed text can't shake it. It's to choose relationships where you feel seen and respected, not anxious and ignored. The ultimate power move is not getting them to text you back. The ultimate power move is getting to a place where you're okay if they don't. You are not defined by someone's reply. You are defined by your ability to value yourself with or without their validation. If this video gave you an aha moment, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more insights into the psychology of modern relationships. And I really want to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever been on the receiving end of the silent treatment? And how did you handle it? Let's share our stories and learn from each other. Remember, your peace is the prize. Don't let anyone's silence steal it from you.